I made this hoodie and I printed it right here in this room. I got some sleeve designs. Here's like a little chest design. I have another sleeve and a back sleeve. What do you think, Bao? I also made this tote bag, all printed from my direct-to-fabric printer. And here's a white t-shirt that I stole from Fam, and I printed some stuff on it as well. Alright, let me show you guys how I made all of these things. I'm so dead. This just came in the mail.
Panda face. Roller in.
Say hi, Shippo.
Hi, Shippo.
Hello.
First things first, setup. Setup is generally a kind of stressful thing for me because I don't know, I guess I don't like following instructions. I don't know what that says about me, but I'm like both excited to try this new thing because I know when I get into it, I'll really get into it. But then the process of setting up is just so much because I feel like sometimes, you know, you follow all the instructions, but things still go wrong. The printer also came in this crazy huge 100+ pound chest, which was very intimidating. When I picked it up from FedEx, all of the FedEx people were like, oh my gosh, like, are you gonna be okay? But it's also a cool chest. I am excited to see what I will use it for in the future. Fam helped me a lot with lifting and setup. Definitely get some help if you need it. What is handy about setup is that it comes with these 2 USBs. The pamphlet instructions didn't really have that much info. There's a QR code that takes you to a YouTube page, but there's like not much on that YouTube page, so definitely use the USBs that it comes with. One of them has a tutorial and drivers that you will need, and then the other I believe is to operate the printer, and then you'll download this program called Procolored and you should be good to go. Make sure to clean your printer head and follow all the tutorials on that as well. I find it super important to do this before printing anything, and I do this for my regular printers as well, just so the printer is clean and when you print there are no streaks. The printer I got is from Procolored. They have all kinds of direct-to-fabric printing, which is literally what it sounds like. You can print graphics and have them heated directly onto your garments. I have the Procolored F13 Panda printer and the oven that prepares your illustrations for heat pressing, and then the Panda heat presser that applies your graphics onto the fabric. Okay, I finally set up the printer. I'm not good at setting up, so It kind of took me a hot minute, but I'm sure if you follow the instructions, you'll be fine. The first thing I want to try printing on is this blank hoodie that I got from my mother-in-law, Gamma Mea. It's completely blank. So we're just gonna print some little designs that I created and see how it goes. Also, look at my hair clip. Isn't it so cute? It matches my shirt. I designed this shirt last year and look at the little sleeves. I will say the printer, curer, and the heat press, they take up quite a bit of space. So I actually had to pull out an extra table and have it here right next to my computer. So I'm going to be doing everything in this room. And I also want to do a test wash where I print something and then wash the shirt and see how that goes. All right, so I actually drew these designs a while back, but I figured they would be good for this project. I'm removing the white because I actually want to just print the black part of the design and maybe like this gray part. So I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit and then send it over to the printer so that it can start creating all the images. My desk is so messy. I do clean it monthly, I want to say. Bow, stop. You're moving the camera. Say hi. Yeah, I want to say I do clean my desk monthly, but then, I don't know, it just keeps, you know, you get bills, things pile up. Okay, for the people who keep their desk clean, what is the meta? What is the hack? I don't think I have a good habit on, like, I don't know, putting things on my desk and not putting them back, I guess. Help. I don't know. Okay, so here's my thought process. I have this mock-up I made of this potential jacket where I want to place the illustrations. And so I've imported them into this program. So you got my little guys. And so I think when I think about placement, I want, let's see, 3 inches. Yeah, 3 inches will be good for this. So that's how I usually measure out my stuff, is I get like a piece of fabric and then I just, yeah, add it on to, or measure it from here. And then I know I want a sleeve piece here. So it's gonna be this knife one. So for that, maybe I want it a little bit longer. Is 5 overkill? You know what, let's go big. Let's do 5. We'll do 5 inches. So we'll do 5. And this one will do 3. This one will be the other sleeve. Maybe 3.5. Yeah, Shippo? What is it? What is it? Who's home? I think Mom's home, so Shippo's crying. Let's do 5 inches width. Definitely, I recommend watching like a setup video. Actually, so the USB that comes with the printer, it has tutorials within it, and so you can use that to just reference how they set up their file and print everything. So that's what I did. I think that's the easiest way to go about it. I'm gonna strategically place these so that I don't waste any paper. How does one rotate? I'm that person that's like, should I print extra in case I mess up? Perhaps. Perhaps I should. All right, so I have this ready and I'm just gonna hit print and see what happens. But theoretically, it should send to the printer. Oh wait, I'm a dummy. I forgot to turn it on. So you gotta click that to turn it on. There is a power button in the back just to have like the machine ready, but this is to actually turn it on so it can get ready to print. And I think we can check the printing process here. Oh snap! All right, so it finished printing, and for this part, I do recommend, oh, wait, did it print it twice? I wonder if this is a test print, or maybe I accidentally printed it twice. So for this part, there's like this cutter that you can use, and it basically will rip this part off for you. I recommend pulling it, like the paper back to where these wheels don't go over your illustration. There are these buttons on the side, and basically you can roll the paper back like this. Wow. Yeah, so I would just get it to a place where the wheels don't cross over the illustration. I think that's good. And then you just cut it like so. Whoa. Yeah, see how the wheels will make this line. Ta-da! Personally, for me, I like to cut out the designs so that it's easier to move around as you are putting it on your shirt. So I like to just cut it out like this. I don't know if this is the recommended though. Any direct to garment printers out there, let me know your professional advice. This next part, kind of strange, but you know, I'm here for it. So you have your illustration. You're gonna wanna flip it over to the side that is white. So I have all of these flipped over, and you put it in a bin like so. And this is the part where you'll get the transfer powder for direct to fabric printing. It has instructions on what temperature you need to have everything and how long you should cure the illustrations. But before we get into that, this is the part where you'll want to open the powder. Oh, what's that? JK. And just get like, I don't know, a spoonful, and we're going to add it onto the illustrations. Okay, when I was doing this, I was like, this is strange. But you know, there was a scientist out there that said, this is the way to do it. So I'm just following in their lead. You'll want to cover the illustrations like completely. Something else you can do, or at least this is what I do, I will get the excess and just kind of like continue adding on top, like so. This is why you want a tray, so you don't make a mess. You can see that it's covered in the powder now, like it sticks to the ink. Once you have all your sprinkled babies, this is where you will cure them in this machine. I set it to 130 Celsius and then I have it for 185 seconds. The tutorial will tell you how long to do it, but this is the timing that has worked for me. Just be careful, the machine is quite hot and the handle itself is, it's like not heat proof. So you'll want to place it facing this way with the powder up. Like so. This is so witchcraft for me. I'm like, what even is happening? Okay, and then I'll place it down and I'll hit the timer. And so once the timer finishes, I'm gonna pull out the illustrations and then we can start heat pressing them. All right, I heard you. It comes with this cool plungy thing. So this is how you can pull out the illustrations without hurting yourself. And look at how it has melted onto the film. This is the heat press. It comes with a temperature and a time control. So right now I have mine set to 315 Fahrenheit and for 40 seconds. Before you want to press anything, you do want to make sure that your garment is ironed out or at least pressed with the heat press. So I want to print onto this area right here. It's a bit wrinkly, as you can see right here. There's like a little streak. So I'm going to just prep it by heat pressing it and flattening it out. Just press this. Oh, magic. Okay, it's quite prepped. It's really flat now, so I'm going to put my illustration here. So remember we had the bubbly side, and now I will flip it over to the graphic side and have this laying on top of the garment. Again. I think before you peel it off, you have to let it cool. So while I let it cool, I'm going to start preparing the other areas like the sleeves. All right, the moment of truth. That's so satisfying. Oh my gosh. Look at the imprint. It feels really smooth. Ooh. That's so cool. All right, I'm gonna go ham. I'm gonna go ham and just start decorating this entire hoodie. As a first-time user for direct-to-fabric printing, I felt like there were a lot of things that I learned, so I'm going to share some of the tips that I did discover just in case any of you guys are beginners or just curious about the process. And if you're a professional, please let me know if there's anything I'm doing wrong, or feel free to just correct me and let me know. So the Procolored printer only works on Windows, so if you have a Mac, RIP. I happen to have a PC, so I had the printer hooked up to my PC. After printing and cutting, definitely do not lay the illustration down on the wet side, which is the white side. I don't know why I didn't think about this, but I had the wet side facing down, and when I lifted it up, the ink smeared onto the printer and all over my hands. So yeah, I ended up just cleaning it up, but this ruined the illustration and I had to reprint it and I couldn't reuse it. That being said, the prints are very delicate, so be super careful not to touch it after it prints. Even though I just like lightly would tap onto it, it would ruin the graphics, and that's something I learned the hard way. So I was super careful not to move it around too much or to handle it roughly. Sometimes I did drop it on the floor, or there would, be like dust or cat hair that would fall onto it, and so I'd have to peel it off very carefully and pray that it didn't ruin the graphics, which thankfully for the most part I was able to get all the dust off, or at least a majority of it, but that's something to watch out for. I do recommend cutting out the graphics in this way so that's easier to manage and just take care of. I think putting it into the tray to add the powder was also easier by cutting it, and I didn't cut it too close to the outline just because when I put it into the oven, it's the easiest way to grab with the little plunger thing. So definitely leave some room on the edges so that you can grab it out of the oven. I was reusing the powder in this tub. It seemed fine, but let me know if I shouldn't be reusing the powder. I think after this project, I'll probably just save it as well within this tray. I don't really bake, so this tray is just, I guess it's being used for the powder now. For the heat press, make sure that your garments are wrinkle free, and even in the areas that have a bit of a crease or a fold, like maybe you have a pocket or there's a seam. If you put your graphic on there and you heat press it, it will ruin the graphic. There was something that I tried where I had the illustration on a crease and it just stretched the illustration and it made it kind of wrinkly. For the most part, I would say it's fine, but if you want something super crisp, then I don't recommend pressing onto those creases. The tutorials within the USB said that there was a certain temperature that I should put the heat press to, but I ended up finding that some of the temperatures didn't work for me, so I just adjusted and did it best to what I found worked for me. So I think if you're doing it, it just might be different for you as well. Maybe the heat press is different or the machine you have, I don't know. So yeah, just try it out. Do wait a bit before peeling off the adhesive because sometimes it's still too hot and it just hasn't adhered to the fabric yet. So I found out the hard way as well, where sometimes I would peel it too quickly and it wouldn't come off or it wouldn't stay on the graphic. So yeah, I'd have to wait like a couple minutes, maybe it cooled down, and then I would peel it off. The room actually got really hot just because there was my PC, there was the printer, there was the oven, there was a heat press, and all of those things running at the same time in this really small room. It got super hot. So we started opening the window, and I recommend having a ventilated area, and also maybe you can also turn off other machines if you're not using them. So after a while, when I finished printing, I would turn off the printer, or if I finished the oven, I would just turn that off too. It does feel like a hassle though, because I felt like every time I had to turn something back on, it would have to reheat. I'd have to wait for it to reach the temperature that was desired, but you know, it's no biggie. I think that's everything that I learned, so I'm sharing. Let me know if there's anything that I'm missing or if you guys have any additional tips. I do want to try out a more colorful illustration option, but for the blank garments that I currently had at this time, which was this brown hoodie and the black tote bag, I wanted to do illustrations that were more black and white. I'm done. Ta-da! This is the final hoodie. There's lots of little hidden gems. So I have like this sleeve design, and then there's this one. We have this sleeve design, and the other side has this little guy. There's an elbow one. I really enjoy placing things in the elbow and the little sleeve areas. Of course, you have this one in the classic spot. Here's the back. Ooh, definitely we could do some like cool hood designs in the future. Skizzers. I even made this tote bag. So the direct to fabric printer does work well on black. It's a quite dark color, but the white turned out really nice. Sorry, there's like some fuzz because Bao was sitting on this bag right before I was filming. Bao, you want to say hi to everybody? His little love bites, they're not little, they're quite strong. Quite strong, sir. Sir? Here's the white shirt that I printed on. It works quite well on white as well. I made the white transparent, but the black came out really nicely. And I'm gonna try to wash this shirt and let you guys know how it will come out. Alright, so this is after 48 hours. Procolored recommends that you let the print sit before you wash it. I washed it with cold water, and I also hang dry all of my delicate clothes, so that's what I did for this. I would say the print held up pretty well after washing, so that's pretty good. For this inside part, the print I did print out white. You notice this one is transparent, so I didn't actually print out the white, but this white I did print out. I will say it held up pretty nicely. The only thing I would watch out for is it can crease. Like if you were to crumple it up or maybe fold it, that would make the print crease a bit, so I don't recommend that. But yeah, it washed pretty well, so I would say it held up. I hope you guys enjoyed that video and the little doodles that I made for this hoodie and the tote bag and the shirts. Let me know what you guys thought about this mini adventure where I tried direct to garment printing for the first time. I can't remember what else I was gonna say. other than you can check the description if you are interested in getting your own machine. Don't forget you do need a Windows computer. I hope to see you guys next time. I post every Monday at 12 p.m. PST, and comment, like, subscribe. Okay, bye!